We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
And now, Reality Rants with Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Hey everybody, I am Jason Bermas. I'm just asking questions. I want to wish everybody a happy New Year's Eve if you are planning on going out tonight and celebrating. Look, we've got the apps, we've got the taxi cabs, you've got the sober people. Just make a plan. I want you to go out there, have fun. 2025, big sounding year, huge sounding year. Color me a bit nervous about all of it, but I got to tell you, whether you like it or not, I am somewhat relieved, at least, with the election results. And today we're going to talk about the multiverse. We're going to talk about Elon Musk. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about, quote unquote, Adrian Dittman. And we're also going to talk about and probably start with culture, okay? Because that's really going to be some of my discussion around Musk and what he really represents and what's going on there, in my opinion. And I know that a lot of you who have been following me now for years have heard me beat this dead horse again and again and again. But this guy is able to shift and become a chameleon almost like no other figure I've seen in recent history. And we're going to get into that in a moment. But I want to start with curmudgeoning for a minute. I'm going to curmudgeon here. See, that's an old word. That's boomer speak, right? So a lot of you know that I've known Luke Radowski now literally for 20 plus years. Like, we're there. Not quite. I'm lying. I think 2025 is where, well, no, it is 20 plus years. Or was it 2005 is when I met him. So it's going to be, this is our 20th anniversary together, as if we got married. But quite frankly, you know, the work that he's done over those years is phenomenal. And, I had somebody ask about the shift in direction, et cetera, et cetera. I just saw in the comments that apparently he just had Gary Franchi on, somebody also who has pushed towards, I would say, the conservative realm rather unapologetically, given me a big shout out for my independent work over the years. Thank you. Thank you. The reason I bring Luke up is because as the buzzwords start making it into culture, I find it harder and harder not only to relate to those, buzzwords, terms, et cetera, but use them, right? What don't we talk about here? How often do I use the term woke? Can't stand it. Never liked it. Luke would use that term and others that I'm going to bring up, and then I wouldn't want to use him, and he called me a boomer. I was a boomer. Now, this is, right around the time of the okay boomer that had moved on from the cool story bro. See, I was still hanging on to pop culture a little bit with the cool story, bro. Part of that bro culture that's just so toxic everybody talks about. But I hated it because I am literally tail, ass, end of Generation X. Proudly so. Proud 79, baby. Can't lump me in with the millennials or elder millennials. I know you want to. Can't do it. But I'm not a boomer. I'm not a World War II era dude either. I don't use the term drip. I don't like ratio. Okay? I don't have the riz. It's not how I speak. All right? And one of the things that really, and this is why we're leading with culture and names and all these other things. One of the things that, like, I don't do meme culture, right? I don't use the term NPC. I don't join groups and clubs. I'm just letting you know. I'm always going to do my own thing. Like, if I like something, I'll laugh at it. Ha ha ha. Do I use the term red pill? Oh, nope. Black pill. I don't like that either. I want to express myself in the manner in such that is not groupthink. Now, I understand that appeal, right? Bringing people in, people looking into those terms, etc. And that brings me to like that meme culture that surrounds Trump in that 2016 era, especially the Pepe the Frog phenomenon, the Keck phenomenon. That moves even into Fuentes and the Groyper thing. All stuff that I had to have explained to me. And that's why a lot of you will go, well, okay, boomer. Right? I had no idea what was going on there. I don't talk, MAGA. I don't wear a big red hat. I don't think it's healthy. I understand. Look, I got my little hashtag Bermas Brigade. I understand, unification and all that stuff. Just, ugh. The meme stuff especially gets under my skin. Every once in a while, I'll put out a meme, but most of them are just so incorrect. Like, how many times am I going to sit there and look at some celebritard Johnny Nonsense picture of someone and a quote on there that they didn't even say? Right? Or the be honest meme. I mean, I get it. We're down to like emoji hieroglyphs. I don't do emojis either. That's you will never catch me using an emoji as a grown man. But we've devolved into this. And the reason that I bring up the Pepe the Frog thing and the Keck thing is because it became such a cultural phenomenon out of nowhere. Like, for those that don't know the basic story of it, is you had what are self-proclaimed quote-unquote shit posters adopting this cartoon from some guy that was totally apolitical. Nothing, and then associating it with Trump. Red hats, and then all of a sudden it was the KEK Army. Now, there's a shift as that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with Pepe. Number one, there are lawsuits from the guy. People are using it on posters and, selling it everywhere. The guy doesn't want to be involved with Trump. I don't know that Trump has ever acknowledged it whatsoever, right? At all. And, luckily, at least, during the last 4 years that hasn't been the Trump era, I saw it decline tremendously. But now it's back, baby. Totally back. And the other thing is, there are racists out there, and there are bigots, and they also glommed onto this, taking it even further. Now, whether that's purposeful with disinformation crowds to discredit, I'm sure that's part of it. You do have racist people. You do have crazy people. That's a real thing. We're always going to be battling those issues on some level. There is no utopia. But the reason that I bring it up, okay, is why we're leading with the Musk. Now, with Musk, right now, he's taking a lot of heat on the censorship on his platform, which we're going to get into. But he literally just changed his name to Kekis Maximus. All right, now there it is right here, and it's like now he's a Roman gladiator. Hey, there's Polaris Dawn, by the way, folks. If you're watching my latest videos, Polaris Dawn, that's his other part behind him. That's again 1,100 miles, the furthest since Apollo, the furthest women have ever been in space, if you believe that they actually went that far. Again, but we're in a post-truth world. We're in a multiverse. We're in a metaverse. So the truth is just so hard to come by. So now Elon is literally, now being criticized by people like Cassandra McDonald, who had her blue check mark taken away. Apparently it's back. And look how far behind these people are. She posted this today to her credit, and I'm not ragging on Cassandra. And she's just showing all the different accounts that are suspended, okay? And rightfully so, saying, ma free speech app. Ain't no free speech app. And in a minute, we're going to play, some meltdowns and things of that nature. Now, before we get there, I do want to remind everybody that I am back on the grind. I'm going to be posting several times a day. Last night, late, I posted one of my Making Sense of the Madness shows. I'm going to be posting those more too, but we are going to try to go live several times a day with these smaller stories. Keep it to 30 minutes and under, somewhere in that 10 to 30 minute mark, that sweet spot. Can't do it without your support. And I want to thank everybody right now who has just recently supported the channel. The Buy Me a Coffee link, of course, is right there down below. Jason Tome, Kathy Walsh, big ups and Happy New Year to you. Really do appreciate that. Nick Homer, listen, anything helps. And guys, Andrew, thank you. Michael, thank you. Sharing the information, going to other platforms, that also helps. But nothing keeps my head above water other than things like this. Castello, thank you so much. Is Rockfin still a good place to support? It is, but it's really just not the same thing that it used to be, unfortunately. Now, I hope that they're able to turn it around and regroup, but I think there are some issues on that platform. I will say this, as far as free speech platforms go, forget about Rumble, forget about X. Rockfin is that platform, and it's gotten literally zero traction in half a decade plus. I think I got involved with them now all the way back in 2018. So we're now talking, I've been on there 5-6 years, maybe 7, close to. They've got, think about, that's the reality. All right, that is extremely difficult for alternative platforms such as that one, alternative media of any kind, to get traction. Because, all right, Cassandra's got her blue check mark back. She has no idea what the shadow banning restrictions or the algorithm is going to now do with her content. Now, I've mentioned that the following tab is somewhat fixed, but I'm not getting everybody's post. I tested it yesterday. There's no way I'm getting everybody's post. So they are censoring posts even in chronological order of the following tab. Now, we're going to get into Ditman and the multiverse and AI and all this other stuff in a moment. But the reason that I bring that up in particular is the model is changed as such that you have to pay to promote your stuff to others to hope to get to the tier where you can make money. You see how it's been totally inverted? There used to be a revenue, and then they talk, this revenue share. That's for the cream of the crop that are staying within the guidelines. All right? Now, I'm considering getting the next tier of Twitter, paying for it. I already pay for the stupid blue check mark, so I can write articles on there. Yeah, I'd love to get you guys' comments, not only in the live stream, but down below. By the way, thumbs it up, subscribe, share, ring the bell if you're new to get those notifications. Check out the other platforms. But that's only because, what are my choices? That, Substack. I guess I could go apply to Gateway Pundit again. But Gateway Pundit, as much as I like some of their stuff, also leans in a certain direction. Right? Right? Pun intended. My direction is truth, period. And boy, do I get the trolls coming after me for that. Because I won't condemn this person. You should see my DMs. They're absolutely ludicrous. Or sometimes comments on videos people don't watch, like on my last Democracy on Mars video, like people accusing me of shilling for Musk. Did you watch the video? No, you didn't. Or people demanding I expose this person or that person. It's like, grow up. What I'm doing is I'm showing you the news most people don't talk about it and what I think is the reality behind that situation, right? So that kind of brings us to Musk, the metaverse, multiverse / AI. What do I mean by that? Musk is a front man. There is no way he is day-to-day involved in all these separate companies. And when you talk about SpaceX or Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin or anything to do with putting things in the sky, right? Starlink is another thing, right? You're really talking about NASA and its subsidiaries and its rebranding, all right? And we've shown you NASA, artificial intelligence, Google, quantum computing. They are embedded together. Now, for those that do not know the Adrian Dittman story, right? On X, there is an account called Adrian Dittman that is constantly active, that is constantly putting out spaces. And a lot of people believe this to be the burner account of Elon Musk. I was totally unaware of it until I was listening to Jones and Ike debating on Elon Musk. Went to lunch with my buddy as it was happening. And then when I got back in my car, what I thought was Elon Musk was talking to them saying he wasn't Elon Musk. And this whole thing unraveled, right? It fascinated me. And what I found and what I believe is, number one, Adrian Dittman, although many people think it is his burner account, okay? We're going to get into that in a minute. This is an article from just a couple days ago. I don't think that's what we're dealing with. Now, his estranged trans daughter also believes that Dittman is his burner account, but I think it's something very different, okay? I think it's a few different things. First of all, obviously it sounds and answers questions almost identically to the way Musk does, period. Subject matter and all. So that is, relatively troubling, but they have been on Spaces together. Now, in a minute, I'm going to play you a couple clips. And one of the things that happened in this blue check mark thing, right? This whole, is that you had Loomer and Schroyer, I guess. I heard this from Matt Baker. I've not listened to it yet. Do a space with Dittman and talking about this. And look, it's just ridiculous because there's no way that this is Elon Musk. But does Musk have access to this account? Maybe. More than likely. Or why would it be going on? They follow each other. They make comments to each other. It's a big joke. So what do I think is really going on? I think that for the most part, yes, Musk has access, but he doesn't use it a lot as him. I think the vast majority of the time, you are running an AI that has a human monitoring it and can step in if it needs to manually override that AI with some type of a voice modification. All right, maybe they're the best impressionist out there, but I say that for those who've not seen my debate with Adrian Dittman, where in the beginning I can't help myself but call himself Elon Musk, and we go back and forth there, but that's here nor there. When I ask him about the CureVac relationship to Tesla and the old hate and lies, bibbidi-bobbidi, it seemed to freeze. These things are programmed. It was the one time I think I got it to stutter. Now, it moves at such a rate, a lot of people say, it just can't be an AI, Jason. But if you're listening to what's now commercially available with GPT-4, This is something that's probably not commercially available, right? But I think that what Musk is doing is setting up this digital twinning system and digital assistant system that later on he will reveal this is some type of product. Now, I could be off on that. Could be totally wrong on that, okay? But I think that is much more likely than a lot of the other stuff out there. Now, I'm going to play these two clips, okay? And this first one is, him, Dittman, not Musk, going off about the quote-unquote MAGA effing crackheads, okay, that are upset about the censorship all of a sudden. And look, they're late to the party. This is why long before, Musk was the talking head of Twitter or X or whatever, I mean, long before, while Trump was still in the presidency, when they were getting rid of Twitter accounts because they were QAnon nonsense, because they were spreading, and what was total Johnny nonsense, okay? Total Johnny nonsense. That doesn't matter. They get free speech, period. That's it. You should never revel in somebody being kicked off for something like that. You do something illegal, you start posting snuff films or abuse films, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, thank you. Take that somewhere else, right? You're posting news stories or even quote unquote fake news or opinions, et cetera, or just like hardline videos of atrocities that are going on in the world, or being critical of government administrations and media. No. And that's what we've seen across the board. So let's play these two clips right here. And this one is Adrian Dittman basically talking about how they like everybody needs to shut up about when he censors. When I say he, not Adrian, but Elon.
And ironically enough, some elements of the extreme legacy MAGA movement will have to deal with it as well. Because that's how it is. And don't hate the fucking big tech bros. Because out of all of them, Elon is the only one that's giving all of these crackheads a fucking voice. I want you to try and pull that shit on fucking Facebook and see how long you last. You ungrateful motherfuckers, seriously. You keep crying censorship this, censorship that. You're not censored. Your takes just suck. Get over it and get over yourselves. Honestly. I'm not an enemy of anyone, but if you hate me for saying this, so fucking be it. I don't care. I'm part of what's new. You get to make that choice yourself. Do better. Anyways, thank you all for coming today.
And like I said, people notice at the very end there, he said, I'm part of what's new. That feeds into the whole he's Elon. Here's another one where these people interpret what he's saying as him talking in the first person as Musk. I'm not so sure. I think that there are program perimeters around this because, number one, I don't think it's Elon 99+% of the time. Maybe every once in a while, right? Maybe every once in a while. But I really do believe the vast majority of it is a large language model of some sort that will be a commercial product at some point. But let's play this clip right here.
Thing over and over again. The only thing that person was able to take out of that space was moments where there are issues in semantics and moments with me. So I think we can clearly come to an establishment here that her primary focus is basically not just a problem with the product, but it seems to be a problem with Elon and anything Elon like, given that I was literally the first thing she posted about. It's kind of obvious at this point that you have more of a problem with the person than you do with the product.
See the I right there? Take it as what you will. I don't think it's Musk. I think in rare cases it may be Musk, and it's one big ha-ha funny joke on top of this whole persona that they're not only have built, but like I said with the Kekius Maximus, continue to play up. So I want to get into this story right here. we've talked about a little bit. Google's quantum chip sparks debate on multiverse theory. And then we got this article right here, and this is really where I want to get into it. Many worlds, many selves. If it's true we live in a vast multiverse, then our understanding of identity, morality, and even God must be re-examined. And this is what I've been saying for a long, long time. That's why they're trying to sell you on it. Not because it's real, but because it devolves our very humanity and our idea of free will, and it suggests we are nothing but zeros and ones in some type of multi-simulation. Again, something that Musk is trying to sell you on. All right? And that's why I also bring it into the metaverse, because the less you can identify that you are in a physical, real world with consequences, and there are limitations on choices, outcomes, activities, consequences, etc. Limitations on all sorts of things. You can be in a world of infinite possibilities through the metaverse, especially if you hook it right in your brain, right? Right? And you see where this goes? So as you do this, you take away the idea of real individuality, real choice, the idea that there is some type of superior being out there, some creator. And I know a lot of people like to take jabs at me because I say I'm agnostic at best, but I certainly don't believe that I'm the grandiose and the only. Okay? And I do think that we have an authority higher than ourselves. I say it like this every time. I don't speak Aramaic. I wasn't around 4,000 years ago, right? Not 2,000, not 4,000, not 10,000. I don't know what's going on. I know there are a lot of books and a lot of arguments, and they're in languages I don't understand, written by cultures I wasn't a part of, and I can't revisit. I can only revisit their writings, the historical context in which they've been presented by academia, right? And not all of academia is bad, obviously. I think a lot of academia is great and well-intentioned. But we know also that many things have been distorted, or we've been flat out lied to about that as well. And then that's another thing with Musk. I think that, again, with the positions that he is in, just based in those, I mean, if you're launching spy satellites, if you're building a spy satellite network, if your Starlink is being utilized in warfare in Ukraine, you are part of what I believe to be the very deception that is helping actually throttle and hold down humanity's potential. Okay? So instead of empowering humanity, I believe this is another tool of enslavement. But what do I know? What the heckle schneck do I know? Folks, that is going to wrap up the show. I do want to thank everybody out there. Remember, the links are down below. The GoFundMe, kills me I keep saying GoFundMe, the people that ban me. The Buy Me a Coffee is a great way to do it, but there are other options down there. Again, please go check out the alternative platforms. And from time to time, you're going to see videos over on Rumble, Rockfin, even on X that will not be on YouTube, because there's still certain subject matter, COVID-1984 style, that is just not allowed to be discussed on this platform. So you know the drill. It is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I can't do it without you guys. I love you. Happy New Year. We will see you on the flip side.